Welcome to the road to 1 million US dollars. Let's get right into the Bitcoin chart for today, starting on this 4-hour time frame for Bitcoin, because we have now finally broken out to the upside of this falling wedge pattern that we have been taking a look at over the last couple days. So now that we have broken out, we can take a look at what the price target should be here. And in this case, it is targeting about 101.7K in terms of this short-term price target, so long as this pattern does not get invalidated. Now, of course, we should talk about the point of invalidation for this breakout here, which is if we get 4-hour candle closes confirming below 96.6K. However, so long as that does not happen, I am simply targeting this price target here. In the immediate short term, what we saw here was a rejection from this descending line of resistance. Of course, in yesterday's video, I also pointed this out that we should be expecting some resistance here in the short term. And if you want to take advantage of these short-term moves in the market here to the upside as well as to the downside, I recommend joining the Road to 1 Million Discord community and especially the signals group, because earlier today here, I took 102% profit on that long position. And then as soon as we met that resistance to the upside, I also took a short position from there, leading to a nice 24% profit on that trade. So for example, right here, you can see that signal. We are right now at this short-term area of resistance. Therefore, if you want to get access to my real-time analysis and my real-time signals, make sure to join the community. And once you're in here and verified, you go to this trading signals access channel. And from there, you follow these 3 steps in order to get access to my signals completely for free. Either way, let's come back to this Bitcoin analysis here. For now, we are still seeing this bullish divergence play out on the 4-hour time frame, which is when you have lower lows in the Bitcoin price and higher lows in the RSI momentum indicator. Typically, this plays out in the form of some choppy sideways price action or potentially some bullish momentum on the 4-hour time frame. And since confirming this bullish divergence here at about 95.7K, we have seen a bit of bullish momentum since then. Although, of course, we're talking about a couple percent move to the upside. So for now, not too much really going on. But keep in mind, guys, I saw a comment about this of someone saying like, yeah, that's a 1% move. No one cares about that. But, I am a leverage trader. So for me, a 1% move is a potential 50% profit on that trade. So I am definitely interested in those types of moves, right? Either way, for now, in terms of a short-term outlook for the market, what I am expecting is, again, either some choppy sideways or some bullish momentum, so long as we are not invalidating this bullish divergence. Now, things could get a little bit strange if we, for example, invalidate this falling wedge pattern. Usually when you see a bullish pattern like that invalidate, it does lead to some short-term downside. So that is something to be aware of and to take into account in the case that you see that happen. But that is the immediate short term. I do think for now, this bullish divergence is just playing out as expected. Now, in terms of the 1-day time frame, we are basically still just in this downtrend. Not much has actually changed there. And besides that, we are also still just in this range between 107,000 and about 89,000 in the Bitcoin price. So again, for now, basically just ranging sideways, although I do think that eventually in a couple weeks time, we could be seeing another bigger move to the upside, potentially even breaking above 107K and making new all-time highs. Now, I know that I have been talking about this over and over again, but I'm just going to repeat it once again. Once we get the break above 107K, I am expecting much higher prices for Bitcoin after that. And in terms of a probability, I do think it is more likely that we are going to see a new all-time high for Bitcoin than 110K, roughly speaking, being the actual cycle top for Bitcoin. So that is where I'm at. But at the same time, I am a technical trader. So if I start seeing breakdowns below 89,000, for example, I will become a lot more bearish on Bitcoin and I would be expecting further downside from there. So keep in mind, guys, for me, it does not really matter if the cycle top is already in or if we are going to get an extended bull market here, the full 4-year cycle all the way until October, for example. For me, it really does not matter because I'm trading momentum regardless of if it is to the downside or to the upside. Moving on to the Bitcoin liquidation heat map. Right now on this 1-week time frame, we do have most of the liquidity sitting to the upside at 100.8K, and there is even a decent amount of liquidity sitting at 98.8K as well. In terms of some downside liquidity, we should take a look at the lower time frame here. For example, this 48-hour time frame on the Bitcoin liquidation liquidation heat map. Again, we have some liquidity at that 98.7K level. And we do have that downside liquidity here in the short term, sitting as low as 96.7K, but potentially even some liquidity as low as 95.8K. In the case that you're not familiar with this chart, typically the Bitcoin price gets attracted to where there is the most liquidity on this chart. And right now, that is to the upside. Of course, we should not only rely on the Bitcoin liquidation heat map. We should also take into consideration the technical analysis and other risk factors, of course, but this is just to be used as some confluence for potential areas that the Bitcoin price could get attracted to. One more thing that we should not forget is that this week we're going to have some important macro news coming out. So this is going to be pretty volatile, I am assuming, because that is usually what we see. So for example, on Wednesday, we're going to have CPI news coming out, inflation data, and this is going to have an impact on the market in the short term, as well as potentially on the higher timeframes as well. On this channel, I don't go too much into the actual news events and things that are coming out. So just take a look at that on your own time, or just look at a different channel for that type of macro news. Either way, what we should take note of is that in the short term, once you get that data coming out on Wednesday, you're likely going to see some big wicks. Of course, I don't think they're going to be that big, but usually you get some big wicks to the upside and to the downside. So on Wednesday, be extra careful when you're trading with high leverage, especially around the time of that announcement. One last thing, guys, usually I am not one to promote, myself or just things in general on this channel too much. But earlier today, I took some time to write some threads on X. So if you're interested in my experience with making some money as a university student, then go check out that thread. And I also posted a thread about, just my stock portfolio and things like that, about what I'm holding, why I'm holding it, etc. So if that is something you're interested in, you can go check that out. And if you like that content, then, feel free to follow me on there. That would be really appreciated. But either way, if you do end up checking it out or not, thank you for watching once again. And I will see you tomorrow in the next one.